And I've been a moderator for a long time before the tips came in, and I've always told Co that, pay me or not, I'll always be here.
And it's appreciated.
We did have some mods when the tipping system originated that were really put off by that and didn't like it. And it's if you are in a situation where you want to start tipping your mods out, that's fine, but you need to be considerate to what their personal needs are as well.
Absolutely. And some things to touch on that. Almost every single person who has come to my team started, like I said, as a viewer, and most of them either offered to help or heard me on stream talking about something I was looking for and then offered to make that. And then, like Triwar said, the next phase after that is once it's kind of been established between the streamer and a creator, be it art or coding or something, that there's something that they can work with each other. Then you ask, like, hey, you've done this thing for me, could you do this for me? Or hey, do you have something? And from that point, it all kind of evolves to where it is now. Now, even though I tip my mods monthly regardless, there's lots of ways streamers can compensate mods that aren't necessarily monetary, especially new streamers. A lot of streamers, including myself, we do every few months, we do a mod day where we kind of like make it, tell the community like, hey, do you like the mods here? Do you like the environment they're helping cultivate? Every tip today goes to the mods. And then at the end, we just split it across all the active mods. And a lot of streamers do that. And a lot of times, streamers will get blown away if they do a mod day, because that's when a lot of the lurkers come out and the just read chat and they're like, hey, I wasn't really gonna tip, but this is a really good cause and let's do it. But in terms of tipping and everything like that, it's not expected for moderators right now on Twitch. That's not the environment. We do it a little bit differently, but again, that's because of the list I said earlier that these guys are doing. That's not normal stuff. And the progression to get to that point took a lot of time. It's not something 90% of people can just flip onto. And it's something that's going to be different for every single streamer right now.
Thanks for your question.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. I just have one more question as well. So I'm just wondering, what would you say are the top traits to look for when you're looking for somebody that you would find to be a passionate moderator? Or if you're making an application, what kind of questions would be good to ask, to get out their personality and see what type of person they are and if they're good for your team or not?
Our application really isn't very long, but it hits 2 points. Tell us about yourself and why do you want to be a mod? If you can't explain why you want to mod for somebody, then it's going to be a little bit difficult to get into that position with them.
Another reason is I think that we have people that are on the mod team are already part of the community for 12 months. We are searching for people that are already part of the core community. So we actually kind of know how they respond to people in chat. And we know the intention of the person that's actually part of the community already. So it helps you pick out people easier that way, I think.
And like Boatman said, a lot of times we are thankful enough to have been creating the tools to where we log all of our Twitch chat and we can go back and search it for, in this case, years. So when we're looking for a new mod, one of the first things we do is we see what they've been saying. We see how they've been interacting with the community. Because like these guys were saying, the best moderator is somebody who already is following whatever your channel means to you. So in our case, we have the motto, happy, helpful, respectful, which in my case, in my opinion, covers a lot of bases. And there's a lot of different kinds of behaviors that can kind of exacerbate what that means in a channel. Those are the people that we look for when we open our mod applications. The people that are consistently hitting commands when other people ask for information, consistently helping other people in the channel, always part of the hello queue, saying hi to people in the mornings. That if you become a station in our community, you are going to be one of the people we look at first when we look for more junior moderators. And then in that line, right now, as we have our junior mod program, which is just the chat watchers, when a senior mod position opens up, which is the compensated position, of the junior mods, those are the first people we look at. Who in the junior mods are being the most active, are helping out the most, are really kind of going above and beyond. Those will be the first ones moved up. And it's just a conveyor belt process of bringing in not only people that are interested and want a mod, but those that really fit what we're trying to do in the channel as well.
Okay. So I actually have one more question from that. I'm sorry. This is my last
Super quick, because we got a line.
There's a lot of people behind me. I apologize. So, like, I think this would be a good question for people who are just first starting out. So, like, if you were just in the beginning of streaming and you have no mods, for example, like, who would be the first people that you would probably want to have a mod then if, like, you don't have an established community already?
The regulars.
Okay.
You want to look at the people that are showing up day after day, the people who know who you are. They've watched hours of you. They know what you like, what you yell at people for, what you want and don't want on your channel, and most importantly, what that streamer represents. So the first people you should be looking for are your regulars.
And there's no reason you can't have a bot day one.
Absolutely.
So, you can set the bot up a lot of times to do a lot of that moderation for you while you're searching for people to fit your personality.
Absolutely. Thank you for your questions, man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Hello.
My question is for both the mod team and the streamer. As you're growing, how do you determine how many mods you should have per viewer count, or how do you set that number? Like, what's a good number to have per viewers? How do you plan for the growth?
You guys answer this first.
There really isn't always a set good number, like this people for this many people. Oftentimes our chat is actually only moderated between 3 and 6 people. We take 3 and 6 people and go against 12K. It's just kind of how it works. Doesn't always work in every channel. The more aggressive your chat is, the more people you will need. The more mellow your chat is, the less people you will need. So you just kind of have to find out what best fits your own metric and then work from there.
Absolutely. And in terms of the key word for moderators is activity. So you can have a fleet of mods, but if 60% of them are only showing up twice a week, that's going to be a big issue. That's also going to mean that a lot of times when you're disseminating information throughout your team, it's going to become more and more of an issue. And when a streamer is new and starting out, a lot of times they're crafting what they want their corner of the internet to be every single day. So if you have a really large team, and a lot of new streamers do that, they just mod 17 of their regulars one day and say, mod for me. That can not only cause some breakdowns in communication, but can cause some major issues that I actually had to deal with when I first started streaming. Another factor is, again, like Boatman said, every channel is going to be different in terms of how much moderation it needs. And especially if a channel ever goes through a transition, you may need a temporary relief to help with, just getting things in place and getting new rules kind of nailed down. But to bring it back to the beginning, it is going to be completely channel-centric, how many mods you need, and it's a process that is always evolving as a streamer, not only in terms of what you expect from your mod team, but every one of these people on my mod team has their own life. Their activity is going to go up and down as things happen. Prop Danny, our sound guy, he just recently had a baby. Of course, he's going to be focusing more on that at the same time. We have other moderators who maybe things have dropped off in their life and they can work more. So it's finding that balance, and as time moves forward, just making sure you're hitting all your bases and you move through as a team.
If you wanted a natural number, I like to think 1 mod per 2,000 people.
With a good bot.
With a good bot. I have, on my own, as a single mod, looked after a chat of 2,000 people. Granted, that was looking at the viewer count and not all 2,000 people talking at the same time.
Yeah.
But if you're comparing a viewer count to the number of mods, 1 per 2,000 is probably a large number, but that's what I would think you want to look at for a number of mods.
Great question. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I'll have to
Hello.
unlock my phone. I wrote it down. So I was new to Twitch and didn't really know what mods did, and I just kind of modded a few regulars. And I've been streaming for a while now, and the majority of them, they don't really do anything because they were never expected to. So I'm really inspired by this, and I want them to do work, but how do I get them to do work when they were never done it before, I guess?
Now, this is an interesting position to be in, because just like any job or deal you enter into, it's extremely important before it takes place that expectations are laid out on each side. So right now, you may have some moderators that came into that position without thinking they'd ever need to do that, and that could have influenced their decision. So what I would do is have a sit down with your team, let them know the new direction that you'd like them to go. Hey, I'd like you guys to be greeting people in chat as they come in. I'd like, if someone says they're new, I'd like you guys to link them the rules and make them feel welcome. If there's any questions, in chat that I miss, relay them to me or let me know what's going on. And basically just have a real conversation with them. Is this something you'd be interested in doing? Be totally cool with those that say, you know what, this isn't really what I signed up for. And then if you need more, take those expectations to your community, let them know who you're looking for, and bring in the people that do kind of sync up with that.
one of the things you can also do is meet with your mods on a regular basis. Every month we have a mod meeting, with or without Co. If you can't make it,
We're all late for the mod meeting, by the way.
We're all of us.
it's actually supposed to be today, but postpone until next week. Put in a news update.
Motion carried.
But really, meet with your mods and consistently lay out what you expect from them. People forget. People get lackadaisical. You know, it's normal. You know, and all things, you know, critical thinking and setting those expectations over and over and over again are important. Just like you would get an evaluation at a job. You know, if someone's not doing what you expect them to do, remind them why they're there.
And just keep in mind that sometimes you're going to have to let some people go, and there may or may not be hard feelings. But if this is something that you're doing for a living, or you want to be serious about it, you have to sometimes make those decisions, whether you like it or not.
What if there's like backlash from the mod and they like talk bad, or I don't know?
Then they should.
Then you
have been
type
a mod in the first
/unmod
place.
space in their name.
Yeah, I mean,
it's your channel. Always remember, all of this is your channel, and they're helping you run your show. So if it ever gets to a point that the whole point of a mod is facilitation. They are there to facilitate what you want from your community. If a moderator can, of course, you know, politely and professionally be like, hey, this thing you're doing, I don't like it. Let's talk about it. Let me give you my feedback. That's cool. But if you're saying, hey, I want this run like this, and one of your mods is going, well, you know what? I'm not going to do that. They're no longer facilitating your show. At that point, they're becoming an obstacle. And I've had to do it more than a few times in situations like that. I had a mod start a fight with one of my policies with me during a stream. I had to turn the stream off. I got so frustrated what was going on in mod chat. We released him a few days later. So it's the kind of thing where you just have to keep in mind, all of this is to keep the community and channel running smoothly. And just like Boat said, if you ever have an issue, sit down and talk with them first, and then do what you need to do to keep that going.
The moderators are not above the channel rules.
That's right. You know,
Absolutely. In fact, they should be held to it more than anyone else. They're the pillars that everyone else sees every day with that sword by their name. If they're breaking the rules, I mean, what does that say about the rules?
Yeah, they should set the example. And really, at the end of the day, if one person has beef with you because you take their sword, then maybe they're not the best person for your community.
They probably shouldn't have been in a mod in the first place, to be honest.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you. I am worried about this one.
You and me both.
Hi, I'm
Hi,
an average
bye.
CohhCarnage viewer and lurking enthusiast. Hi.
Hi, Bikey.
You blew it, God. I just wanted to say that your mod team is incredibly impressive. No matter how many times I approach them like Slugworth from Willy Wonka, they won't betray your everlasting gobstopper. I tried to poach them, especially Barry gave me trouble. He took down a team of 5 men, broke out of a steel net, and ran through the streets of London like a wild beast, man.
I usually don't talk about this, but you should see the size of my gobstoppers.
I'd like to suck on them.
And there goes the safe for work. Well, we made it almost throughout the whole panel. That was good.
There was a thin veneer. Yeah, I do want to say that you do have an amazing mod team, and your chat is incredible. I don't have any questions, just a series of statements. You guys are always polite and welcoming. B. Cuttigan, I can't escape your hat tip every time I enter. I love it. It's amazing, and I look for you when I don't see it. I'm like a dog. I'm like Fry's dog waiting for you. Oh, where's my
That goes
emo
from
hat?
laughing to sad.
So yeah, thank you guys, and you're amazing. Oh, one last thing. You guys putting together Barry and Prop, Danny B, and Triwar putting together the overlays, do an amazing job. But it just tells me that I need to get into Discord and show awesome, cool screenshots of games that I played, so he switches his schedule to keep you on your toes.
I hate
But
you.
it'll make you savvy, and you'll thank me later.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you very much.
Thank you,
Brian.
buddy.
I appreciate
Oh, yeah.
Well said. So, guys, I hate to say this. Unfortunately, we have 2 minutes left, and I wanted to do a little something before we go. Can you 5 come up here? This is the get up
Danny
here.
as
No
well.
golden kappa check. You stay away from that. Come on, just right in a line.
Danny?
Before we go, I wanted to show we also have 5 other of our mods here besides Boatman, Triwar, Barry, and Palme. This is Sayori. We also have Mokru back here. We've got the infamous B. Cuttigan, Nuriel, our favorite penguin.
Hi, Mom.
Red-eyed monster, and prop Danny B. So I just want to say personally, a good mod team can shape a channel, and there's no way. I knew that.
Holy shit.
Love you, buddy. But without this team, there is no way that I could run this channel. And I just want to give a big thank you for all the work you do, and for all the moderators out there that give your time, especially many of you for free. Really appreciate that. So thank you guys for it. And on that note, a big thank you to our panel attendees. Have a great rest of your TwitchCon, guys, and we'll see you online.